What's going on, guys? It's Cal here from Buffalo Sports Center. Today, I'm going to be discussing the Sabres' future at the head coach position. Lindy Ruff is on a 2-year deal. The thing with Lindy Ruff is we always kind of thought we'd see how the first year goes, and then maybe if it went terribly, he would retire. You really don't see Lindy Ruff getting fired, right? I feel like it would be more of a mutual thing, definitely with the respect level that Lindy Ruff has with the organization. But this year has gone rough, but in recent comments, I'd say probably 99% that Lindy Ruff is coming back with the Sabres organization next year. Now, notice I did not say head coach. We have a variety of options here in this video, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments on what the Sabres should do at the head coaching position. But first things first, let's go with the simplest option. Lindy Ruff returns next season as Sabres head coach. I think he's done a solid job towards the end of this season, right? The Sabres are kind of a wagon right now, unfortunately, still near the bottom of the standings, not going to make the playoffs, but he has figured it out as the season's gone on. He hasn't been able to pick his coaching staff, so that's number one. No matter what option, the assistant coaches have got to go. Some of the worst and unqualified assistant coaches in the entire league. It has to end. Lindy Ruff has to be able to pick new coaches for next year if he returns. Now, keep that in mind going forward in this video. We will be assuming there's new assistant coaches on every single role and every option we go forth. But continuing with this option of Lindy Ruff returning as Sabres head coach, I think if they decide to do this, you have to stick with the plan. You have to keep Kevyn Adams, as painful as that is to say. I think Kevyn Adams has done good with what he's done, but he hasn't done enough, right? He's brought in guys like Zucker. He's brought in guys like McLeod. At the trade deadline, brought in Norris, who's a high upside guy, but injury prone. Jacob Bernard-Docker, one of those guys who has looked really good so far. So hopefully Adams can continue to make good decisions, but also more of them in the offseason. You got to get some more talent on this team, but get guys that Lindy wants. So again, if Lindy Ruff returns and they stick with the plan, but add a whole lot more talent, I could definitely see Lindy leading this team to the playoffs next season. Now let's move on to the next option, which would be the Sabres and Lindy Ruff deciding that it's over. Lindy Ruff leaves the game of hockey, goes maybe somewhere else, or retires entirely, and the Sabres have to find a new head coach. Now, the only issue with this one is the Sabres seem to be finding new head coaches every couple of years and new GMs, and it just never seems to work, right? Eventually, you have to stick with something and try to make it work. The thing with the NHL, though, is NHL coaches don't last very long, right? Couple seasons ago, Don Granato was like the 7th most tenured head coach, and he's only been here like 4 or 5 years. It was something crazy like that. So again, NHL coaches, it's a carousel that you got to find certain years where it works for you, and then new players get brought up, and it just doesn't work, right? So even the best of the best coaches move around. But the thing with the best of the best coaches is they're able to have success at each new destination they find. The thing with Lindy Ruff is he, found a little success with the Stars, a little bit with the Devils, but again, first year with the Sabres, it seems like he didn't really have control of anything, and this team continued to be one of the worst in the league and went on that 13-game losing streak, which, again, the coach has to eat that one, and Lindy Ruff has taken credit for that, at least, or I should say fault, and, that's good to see, but, man, firing Lindy Ruff, I don't know if that's the best option. Let's move on to option number 3, the final option of this video. Lindy Ruff moves on to a different position in the Sabres organization, and the Sabres bring in a new head coach. Now, this is an option I've seen floating around. I've seen people saying maybe Lindy Ruff goes to the president of hockey ops role. Again, Lindy Ruff is a veteran in the league. He knows how to construct a team. He's very involved in the meetings with Kevyn Adams and Terry Pegula. He knows what he's doing. Maybe you put him higher up in the organization and bring in a new coach. 2 options for a head coach that I could see happen right now. Number 1, Seth Appert. Hopefully not, because Seth Appert has been a terrible assistant coach, but we know how the Sabres like to run business. It's all in-house. So if Lindy Ruff moves on to a different position, I could certainly see Seth Appert being brought up from assistant coach to head coach. Another option, how about John Tortorella, was just fired by the Philadelphia Flyers. Again, Lindy Ruff, Tortorella, a lot of respect for each other. They've both been in the league for a long time. Tortorella, also a former Rochester Amherst coach. Not that that has anything to do with his future decisions, but maybe the Sabres say, hey, we want to keep the same mold of a head coach. It just wasn't working with Lindy. Let's bring in Tortorella, who's known as a tough, gritty head coach. It would work with the team they're trying to build under Lindy Ruff, and then you just move Lindy Ruff into a higher up role where he knows how to get players a little bit better, and he could help Kevin Adams more with less on his plate from the coaching state of view. Again, the ideal situation would be Lindy Ruff stays. They bring in a experienced hockey op that has a little bit more respect than Kevin Adams around the league, and the Sabres are able to definitely recruit a little bit more than they are right now. But thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Again, most likely Lindy Ruff returns. They don't switch anything, and the Sabres once again stink next year, but hopefully not. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you guys for watching this video and keeping up with the Sabres the entire season. I know it's tough, but we get through it every year, and hopefully next year is different. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out.